Am I wrong for asking my neighbor to stop drumming at midnight? I 28F never thought I'd be the type of person who files noise complaints, but my upstairs neighbor 31 has pushed me to the edge of sanity. He recently bought a full drum set, not an electronic one, not a muted practice pad, but an actual acoustic kit, and for some reason believes that midnight to 2 a.m. is the ideal window for creative expression. The first night it happened, I thought maybe he was testing something or got carried away. The second night, I thought maybe he was going through something emotional. By the fourth night of relentless pounding right above my bedroom, I realized this wasn't temporary. This was his new lifestyle. The walls in our building are thin. I hear everything: the kick, the snare, the cymbals crashing like someone is throwing pots down a staircase. I knocked on his door around 12:30 a.m. one night, politely asked if he could keep it down after certain hours. He grinned like I was complimenting him and said, "Sorry, but inspiration hits when it hits." I tried explaining that the building has quiet hours and people need sleep for work, but he raised an eyebrow and said, "Art doesn't clock in at 9 and clock out at 5. You wouldn't get it." Then he literally closed the door while I was mid-sentence. Over the next week, I tried everything. Earplugs. A white noise machine. Music. Sleep headphones. Nothing could drown out the drums. He wasn't even good, it wasn't rhythmic or structured, just random, frantic attempts at solos that sounded like someone chasing raccoons with frying pans. I sent him a polite text asking for compromise, and he replied, "Don't police my expression." I asked if he could at least switch to daytime practice. He said, "My muse is nocturnal." I almost laughed from exhaustion. One night around 1:15 a.m., after a crash so loud it shook my dresser, I finally snapped and told the building manager. They said they'd talk to him. Apparently they did, because he came downstairs the next day acting furious. He accused me of trying to silence him, said I had no respect for art, and that I was feeding into societal oppression of creatives. I stood there in sweatpants, holding an iced coffee at 10 a.m. because I hadn't slept properly in a week, listening to this man explain how I was the villain for wanting to rest at night. But the real twist happened later. His girlfriend, I didn't even realize he had one, knocked on my door softly around 7 p.m. She looked exhausted. She apologized for him immediately and said, "Can we talk? I can't do this anymore." She explained that she hadn't slept through the night in weeks either and that whenever she asked him to stop, he told her she should support his vision. She said he used to practice during the day, but recently decided nighttime made him feel more authentic. She'd been staying at his place because she was between apartments, and the drumming had actually cost her 2 shifts at work because she overslept. Then she told me the part that made my skin crawl: he likes practicing at midnight because he enjoys the idea of people hearing him. He apparently said that artists should disrupt the monotony of everyday people, and if the neighbors complained, it meant he was making an impact. In reality, he wasn't a professional musician. He wasn't in a band. He wasn't even taking lessons. He just bought a drum set and decided he was a tortured genius. She told me she was planning to move out the next day because she couldn't take the delusion or the sleep deprivation anymore. She even encouraged me to file the formal complaint the building required because he won't stop until someone forces him to. She said he truly believed he was destined for greatness despite having no training, no gigs, no recordings, no rhythm, and no self-awareness. That night, the drums started again at 12:47 a.m., louder than ever. I sat up in bed and realized I wasn't just angry, I was done. I filed the formal report. The building issued a written warning. He ranted in the group chat calling me anti-art, but most neighbors responded with things like, "Bro, it's 2 a.m., stop and no one wants your album." His girlfriend moved out the next morning. She left a thank you note at my door that read, "You weren't suppressing his art. You were the only sane one here." Now he's barely drumming at all, only occasionally during the day, but he still glares at me in the hallway like I stole his destiny. And honestly, if his destiny was to keep 18 people awake every night, maybe it deserved to be stolen.